Here comes third down at 7. Here's Tannehill. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Henry. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Tannehill. That caught by Manhurts. And he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Here we go.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll run. It's Henry. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. And he decided to go for it there to try and kickstart things.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Here we go, here we go.
From the gun, a give to Brown. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
11 MT, 11 MT. 12, 12, 12.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot, forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
11.
On third down, Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that makes the score 21-0.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here we go.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw is Tannehill. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Go.
Tannehill now to throw. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Battle. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Here we go. 11.
On the handoff, this is Brown. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here we go.
Burrow going to get this out to Chase. Touchdown, Bengals. Ja'Marr Chase, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them. So I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Let's go.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
At the 32-yard line.
Play action. It's Tannehill. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground.
Well, the league's best linebackers, he ended that play almost before it began, and the running back absolutely overmatched no matter what he tried to do.
Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Tannehill. Flush to his right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. On the return is Jones. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with decent starting field position, they're maybe only a couple completions away from field goal range. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
On, right?
2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. And that one caught downfield by Boyd. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Just beating the play clock now. It's Tannehill. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
In motion is Phillips. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And that was not going to work at all. Boy, the defense all over it. And they blow that up behind the line. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
Here's Jones on the return. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 31-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Gun.
So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. Now Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
That's on the guard, Alex Kappa.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Burrow looking to pass. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here's more on the return. The 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's got this down to the 35. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
5-yard line.
Second 10 coming up here in Nashville. Third quarter action.
Here's Tannehill.
A throw to the flat here for McKissick.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Now it's Tannehill. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Trey Hendrickson
picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
And now Nick Folk. His career long, 56 yards. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here we go.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down.
It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like he'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room.
11.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. It's Roger McCreary with a pick. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Here we go.
His throw incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover. But I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on first down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now Tannehill. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Hey! Go!
Now Tannehill. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Trey Hendrickson getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And now Nick Folk. His career long, 56 yards. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Here we go, here we
Line
go.
of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Gun.
Here's 2nd and 10.
11, Thomas.
Handing it off to Brown. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go, here we
The
go.
Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
11, mighty. 11, mighty. Hey, we got to go score.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That is caught, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like it.
And shutting him off, now open field. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bengals have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
Titans 6.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Daxton Hill picks it off.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stares on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
Here we go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. An inside give, Brown.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Drew Sample, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Bengals have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the fourth. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Let's go.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Tannehill. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
And he's got room. And now the rookie's free.
Inside the 20.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground. And he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And now Hassan Haskins going to bring it out of his end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, The second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. Rolling to his right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Here's 3rd and 9.
They will run it. It's McKissick. And some room to run now. The big run there. 29 yards to the first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Henry. And he will lose yardage here at the 31-yard line. Score that tackle for loss to the Wyoming alumnus, Logan Wilson.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. And that is caught. And they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Well, he's regarded as one of the best athletes among NFL tight ends, Charles, and it certainly was on display right there.
And as we've seen this league continue to grow and develop, I think the tight end position is becoming harder and harder to defend because now it's elite athletes playing that position, not just the big guys who can block. How about his ability to get downfield and make plays against any defense?
Extra point up and good by Folk as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's get set.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Here we go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
And they will take a knee here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicked.